Japan is the most incredible tourist destination on the planet, with numerous unique experiences that you won't find anywhere else. This country's culture is a fascinating mix of Eastern cultures and Western modernism that can be seen all around. Japan is one of the world's oldest civilizations, with a rich and varied history. The magnificent and captivating places with mountains and out-of-this-world vistas, which the Japanese like, provide so many distinct experiences that travelers from all over the world enjoy. If you're considering making Japan your next travel destination but aren't sure where to start, you've come to the right place. Join us as we share the best places and exciting activities you can do when you visit this incredible country at least once in your life. Our first stop, Mount Fuji, is known across the globe as the symbol of Japan. It is frequently represented in art and photography, and it is regarded by both residents and tourists for its scenic beauty and historical significance. It is one of the best places that Japan is known for. A vacation to Japan would be incomplete if it did not include a visit to this sacred mountain. Next on our list is the Sagano Bamboo Forest, or Bamboo Grove, in Arashiyama. It is well known both locally and internationally. Walking pathways flanked by infinite rows of tall bamboo are available to visitors. Out of this world, peaceful, and mystical have all been used to characterize the experience. This world-famous, apparently unending grove of swaying bamboo trees, located near Kyoto, is ideal for a soothing getaway to nature during a visit to Japan. The Arashiyama Bamboo Forest is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and entrance is free. It would be a pity to visit Tokyo without crossing the renowned Shibuya Crossing. Shibuya Crossing, said to be the world's busiest junction, is like a big beating heart, propelling people in all directions with every pulsating light change. This is the best way to say welcome to Tokyo. Hundreds of people cross at once, coming from all different directions. Few architectural types are as readily notable as Japanese castle architecture. These majestic castles, like Mount Fuji, represent the exoticness of the land of the rising sun, notably its war-ravaged medieval past. With so many ancient or restored castles still scattered around Japan, no traveler should pass up the opportunity to see at least one. The castles of Himeji, Osaka, and Kanazawa are among the most well-known and often visited. The cherry blossom season in Japan is well known for starting in April and lasting for around 2 weeks. Maruyama Park, Mount Yoshino, Himeji Castle, and Fuji 5 Lakes are the ideal sites to observe the blush-colored flowers. The cherry blossom holds a unique place in Japan, with some even considering it the country's national flower. It is home to over 100 different types of cherry trees, both wild and farmed. On the grounds of Kotokuin Temple sits the Great Buddha of Kamakura, a bronze statue of Amida Buddha. The statue was initially housed in a huge temple hall and was built around mid-12th century. In the 14th and 15th centuries, however, typhoons and a tsunami devastated the temple structures several times. As a result, the Buddha has been standing in the open air since the late 15th century. The monument is a well-known landmark and one of the Kanda region's most popular tourist attractions. If you are a food fanatic, then izakaya is recommended. Izakaya is a type of Japanese gastropub where patrons can drink and eat. It's like a bar or pub, but it's more like a casual restaurant. In Japan, there are almost as many izakaya as there are restaurants, and it's where people go to unwind after a long and busy work day or on weekends. The majority of izakaya are small. Some have been around for quite a while with a rustic and old-fashioned ambience. Nowadays, the down-to-earth izakaya have become a popular tourist destination in Japan, drawing foreign visitors. Garden design is a long-standing Japanese art style that has been developed over 1,000 years. Gardens have evolved into a variety of designs with various functions, such as walking gardens for Edo period lord's pleasure and dry stone gardens for Zen monks' religious ceremonies. Great gardens may be found all across Japan, but there are especially numerous in Kyoto, the historical capital. Odaki, Museum of Art, Ritsuren-kon, Kinrakuin, Kokudera are some of the most famous and highly visited. Chato is a Japan's way of making and serving tea that is considered to be the most ceremonial in the world. Tea is usually served to kneeling visitors in a simply furnished room with a dedicated space where tea is painstakingly made and presented. The tea ceremony is based on Zen Buddhism and is a spiritual activity that encourages participants to disconnect from the outside world and live in the present moment. Matcha or ground tea leaves and hot water are combined in a chawan or tea bowl and whisked by a tea master who employs centuries-old techniques. Guests are then served the tea bowl, which is frequently accompanied by wagashi, a sweet delicacy. Kyoto and Uji are two of the most famous places in Japan to experience the country's tea culture. Kinkakuji is a Zen Buddhist temple constructed in the Muromachi period in 1397. It served as a private home for Ashikaga Yoshimasa, the Muromachi shogunate's third shogun, before being converted into a shrine following his death. It is also known as Rokuonji and was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1994 as part of the Historic Monuments of Ancient Kyoto. Kinkakuji is Kyoto's most renowned temple, with tens of thousands of tourists each year. Nihonji is the largest ancient, carved-in-stone Buddha in Japan. Nihonji Buddha is the seated image of Yakushi Nirei, the Buddha of healing and medicine, dating back to the late 1700s. It was damaged due to natural calamities, but fully restored in 1966. While you're in Japan, enjoy all the ramen you can. Ramen is a classic Japanese noodle dish that originated in China but has become one of the country's most popular cuisines. There are over 32,000 ramen restaurants in Japan, many of which are crowded and have queues lining out the door. Tsuda Ramen, Ramen-jiro, Akiran Ramen, and Rokurensha are just some of the famous and widely visited by locals and tourists. Sumo wrestling in Japan is thought to have started in the 3rd century and is based on the Shinto religion. Japan's national sport is sumo wrestling. Each year, Tokyo holds 3 tournaments with hundreds of wrestlers from Japan and across the world competing in 6 categories. These games offer a fascinating look into traditional Japanese society and a delightful element of any Tokyo schedule, since they are fast-paced, colorful, and full of ceremony. One thing you should not miss in Japan is sushi, especially if you are heading to Tokyo. It is the great spot on the planet to sample the best sushi. In Tokyo, there are hundreds of sushi restaurants with varying pricing levels, a handful of which have been awarded Michelin stars. Top-rated restaurants are generally expensive, but the quality, taste, and experience are well worth the extra cost. Tsukiyobashi Jiro is probably the most famous and highly regarded. Tokyo's sprawling terrain has some of the greatest skyline vistas in the world. On a clear day, Mount Fuji to the west and Tokyo Bay to the south may be seen, as well as several distinctive structures and towers, including Tokyo's famed and tallest Skytree Tower. You will feel as if you're staring out at a sea of stars at night. Don't miss out on the numerous magnificent vistas that may be seen from above when looking down on Tokyo. Also, don't forget to take some photos, they will look fantastic as your computer or smartphone wallpapers. When people think of Japan, they typically imagine a big, red gate, such as the floating Torii Gate near Hiroshima or the dozens of red Torii gates at Kyoto's Fushimi Inari Temple. A Torii gate is a traditional Japanese gate that is most commonly found in Shinto shrines, which are believed to be the abode of the Shinto gods, and the Torii gates serve as a bridge between the human and the other worlds. There are a handful of reasons for you to visit Japan. Japan is unlike any other country on the planet, with its unique mix of long-established customs and modern practices, ancient and historical buildings and tranquil gardens wedged between the city's modern high-rises. Incredible fresh cuisine, domestic beverages, and local delicacies may be found in each and every corners. Welcoming, hospitable people that will go beyond their way to make you feel welcome and have memorable experiences. So next time you can travel, consider Japan as your next destination.